have a really good video for you today coming up. We have a really good video. We have a really good video coming up for you today. Michel and I are bringing it to you, and we have a little help from Lolly the parrot. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of things to share with you, and all of it's good. Stay tuned. Michel just left for the store, and I knew one of my friends asked about the store and how close we are to food and stuff. See that building right there? That's the store. That's where he's going. I won't be able to, those little tin roofs are in the way. Costa Rica is nothing but a big tin roof, but that's okay, because there's really nice houses under. That house right there is purple. I'll try to go out and get a video. I have a cousin that will just love the idea of a purple house, but that house is beautiful purple. Don't be fooled by the tin roofs as you're flying over. Dogs down there by the gate, and the beautiful mountain off in the distance. It's really pretty here in La Cima, very pretty. The house next, like right there, he has roses. I can't get them from here, but he has beautiful rose gardens. Good weather for it. So my what do you call them? Big round ball hard things that hurt if they hit you. Coconut palms. My coconut palm trees are not doing so well with this cool weather. They're alive, and they're not dying. They're alive, but they kind of turned brown on the ends. And my banana tree that I've got in a burlap kind of bag down there. It's a little cold too. And then of course there's a tamarind tree right here. This is the tamarinds that makes the tamarindo juice that I love so much. And those little yellow flowers are their blooms before the tamarinds ripen. And the brown tamarinds are ready to eat. And the reason I'm not over there eating them right now is because I can't reach the tree. You see there, I can't. None of it's quite close enough for me to reach. Ah, there's our grackle. There's a long-tailed grackle. Great-tailed grackle. I mean, I've heard him called different things, but he's in that tree. He's a local. He lives here, and he makes a lot of noise, y'all. You've never had grackles outside your window. They are loud. Hola. Michel and I are kind of getting settled in here. That's Michel.
Yes.
We're kind of getting settled in here in Costa Rica, and so far, I really like it. It's different from the U.S. It's different from anywhere in Europe, and certainly different from Morocco. Morocco was a chapter. We both have PTSD over Morocco, but we've been here. I came, I guess, late February, March. We've been here since then. Michel's done one border run, which was an adventure. We can talk about that later. But we just want to kind of share some of the stuff that we've been doing and some of the ideas that we have, because what I have found is that a lot of my friends, and even people that I don't know, they've been very interested in our life. Because it's unusual. They've been interested in what we're doing here in Costa Rica. You know, we've been here a little while, and it all seems kind of normal to us, but for people who've never traveled much, it's interesting. It's different. It's something, you know, it's something to talk about, and we want to be able to share as we go. Michel has bought a bus. So instead of buying a house, and we did look at buying a house, we looked at some really nice ones. We found out that the insurance here is very affordable, but it's kind of difficult in our price range, which is on the low end, to find a house that insurance will cover. And then it won't cover theft. You gotta have bars on the window. I mean, it's doable. I don't want to spook anybody about buying property here, but we're trying to do this on a shoestring. And the houses that were in our price range were kind of like if lightning hit it, or if there was a landslide, or if something happened to the house, there was a chance that Michel would lose his entire investment, because the land that when you buy a land and house, the value goes up. The sale price is higher, and it just wasn't making sense to us, and we had to rethink. And so then we realized that we've always loved tiny houses. We've always loved alternative houses. And I can remember the whole time we were in Morocco, every time we got on the bus, I would say, I could live in this. This is big enough. And we could put the bathroom here and the kitchen here and do this whole thing. So when we came here and discovered that that's a thing here in Costa Rica, there are top shelf diesel mechanics and bus builders who were doing this thing and turning out some really high-end stuff for affordable. We said, hey, this might be a good idea. So we've got one in the process. We love it. Big 14-meter long bus. It's not a little bitty, RV. Has everything. I mean, there's a full-size bathroom. I mean, not this little bitty camper-size bathroom. I mean, it's big stand-up shower. The whole bathroom, you just hose it down. It's all waterproof. It's got a full kitchen. There's room for a washing machine in this bus. We're going to have a washing machine. 400-liter storage tank of I don't want to say it's potable water, because we're not going to drink water that's been stored in the tank. We'll drink water that comes in through the city water connection from our farm, where we live. But even if we're not at home and we've rolled up to Tamarindo Beach, or we've rolled down to Dominical or Uvita, or any of these really cool places that we want to see and spend a few days, we're set. Especially if we get the solar power, maybe a wind turbine, some green energy options on the bus. We haven't decided yet. We're looking at it hard. The options are kind of cool. So anyway, that is done. That is bought. That is a done deal. Michel owns the bus. And I drive the bus, because if you know me and have known me for years, you know that I drove big trucks. I drove big full 53-foot trailer extended sleeper cab Freightliner Classic XL truck all over the country for years, and loved it until my health sort of got in the way. My health has ended a lot of careers. I've been a hairdresser. I've been a truck driver. I've been an EMT and passed my EMTI on my way to being a paramedic. I mean, every time I got too sick to do one job, I said, I'll go do this other job. And then finally I got my diagnosis of lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, and I realized I wasn't going to be doing much of any job anymore. But, that experience on the road is going to really come in handy. We've also got a signed contract on 2.5 acres of just gorgeous mountain land near Turrialba. It's about 2,000 feet above sea level. Perfect climate. It's not cold. It's cold where we are. We're in a little village called La Cima, and it's way up in the cloud forest, and we stay cold. And it's rainy season here in Costa Rica, so it's raining every day, and it's cold, and it's just cold. We're talking flannel PJs. Wood stove cold. I'll show you the wood stove, but I mean it's burning firewood cold. And it's going to be like this for several months. So this is a little bit too cold for me. So I'm really looking forward to when we get over to the land. The community is called Esperanza, which in Spanish means hope. So, and it's on the Tiro River. And, it's a really nice situation. The owner of the land is from Texas. So he's not moving. He's just breaking off a corner of his property. And so he'll be there too. We're really excited about that.
The final solution we find kind of match what I wanted to do, is to come back to a natural place, and also to be able to travel at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be able to do that with the bus.
Oh yes. I mean, we're like turtles. We'll just put our house on our back and go where we want to go with all the dogs and the cats.
Even though those times there is still a restriction, You can't drive every days of the week. Just
Depends on your license plate, doesn't it?
yes.
If your license plate ends in an odd or even number. I don't have any clarity on that. Is that because of COVID or is that because of traffic? Because I know that around San Jose and Alajuela, I mean, the traffic there is just, oh my God.
Yes, but it's in the whole country, so I think it's COVID.
It's COVID, okay. It's a little bit of a pain, and it came into play when Michel had to do his border run. Lacima is more than a mile, maybe 2 miles from the main road. We haven't measured. And going to the main road from here, it is up a hill, and I mean like up a hill, not a hill, a hill. And I mean, you can't get out of first gear in most standard transmission vehicles going up that. You literally, it's too steep. You have to go the whole thing in granny gear. And I mean, it's a paved road. It's a good road. It's a well-used road. Trucks come in and out here. I mean, it's just part of being in the mountains of Costa Rica. But for him to walk to that, going that way, so he needed a taxi or he needed a ride. And it just so happened that at the time he needed to go, nobody we knew could drive that day. They all had odd plates, and it was an even plate day. And I mean, we finally found a solution. But this was serious because Michel, because of so many things that had happened, he was right down to like day 87 of 90 days. He had to go. He had to cross the border and get a new stamp on his passport. And here we were stuck. Like I said, it worked out. But yeah, I mean, there were some tense moments there.
Well, yes, especially it was the first time we were talking about.
Right. And let me tell you guys something. That if you're living in Costa Rica, if you're an expat and you're not a Costa Rican and you're watching this, and you get a Tika bus ticket to David or to Panama City, be careful of the agents. Like he got his ticket. He bought his tickets online, but he went to the bus station in San Jose and was going to board. And the agent told him that he could not cross the border unless he had a plane ticket back to France, which is his country of origin. No, that's not even a little wrong, that's way wrong. But there was nobody there. It was late at night, it was almost midnight. There was no supervisor. Michel demanded to speak to a supervisor. The guy finally got on the phone with somebody and said, okay, get on the bus. You can go as far as the border and let the border police sort it. And when he got down there, they were like, you got a bus ticket back? We don't care.
I think it was a misunderstanding because with all the document I prepared, I gave him my flight ticket that proved that I was leaving Costa Rica in 90 days. But what I needed to show him was the bus return from Panama. And I just assumed that he already knew I was coming back.
Because it was a round trip ticket.
But yeah, he didn't ask my ticket at first.
Okay. Well, whatever. But anyway, it worked out. He's legal. And this perpetual tourism is a thing here, and you can do it. It's not shady. I mean, at the border, they know exactly what you're doing. They don't care. He didn't even stray from the border. He just crossed over onto the Panama side of the little controlled area, got stamped out, got stamped into Panama, stayed 4 hours, turned right around, walked back through. Got stamped back in. So and they know, they don't care. Costa Rica's cool, man. It's just chill. And that's the one thing I like about it, because I have led a very high stress life. Those of you who know me know about the animal rescue and the very hostile. You know about the beer bottles thrown at my head. You know about the death threats. You know about the legal threats from the county that they were never able to do anything about in Tazewell County. It's not like that so much here. I mean, it's just a different vibe and a different kind of environment. Yeah, there's a lot of bureaucracy here. There's a lot of, trying to get cash money into the country. Not a bank loan, cash money into the country to buy property. You would think would be just, okay, this came from yada yada source, and here's the documentation, and here. No, they want cats, dogs. We'll get to the cats in a minute. They wanted utility bills. They wanted things from his bank in France tracking information on the account that they don't do at that bank. Like the average daily balance for the entire life of the account. Well, hello, it's been there a long time. So anyway, it was a mess. And we there's always a workaround, guys. If you're legal and you're not doing anything shady, you can get it done here. You just have to have your mindset. When you come to Costa Rica, there goes the church bells. You have to have your mindset when you come to Costa Rica that you're coming into a place where things are not quite so efficient. And sometimes the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing in the government. I mean, but once you know that and you understand that that's pura vida and that's the way it is, it sort of translates into less stress for you as well. How have you felt being here? Do you like it?
Yes, it's a big change.
From Morocco or France?
From everything,
I like the weather. I thought I was going to die in La Fortuna. Boy, it's hot and humid over there. And some people love that. But I can't. With my dysautonomia from the lupus, I can't regulate body temperature. And I was getting really, really hot. I mean, there were portions of the day I could do nothing but just sit under a fan, because if I got up and moved around, I'd have a heat stroke. You did better with it. You just took off all your clothes and...
It was not for me.
It was too hot for you. I had poured. He walked around with a gallon jug, just poured water over his head. Just a little hot there. But the thing about Costa Rica is it's not one climate. It's a microclimate. It's a combination of microclimates that can change. Like from here to Cartago, when we come out of this mountain down, it's a totally different climate there. So you wouldn't use a wood stove in Cartago, and it's 40 minutes away, and that's on a twisty mountain road. So it's close, but it has to do with altitude, whether you're in the mountains, or whether you're in Central Valley, or if you're on the beach, or which part of the beach you're on, or there are so many variables in Costa Rica. You can pretty much find the climate you want, unless you want to be a polar bear, and you can't find that here. I don't know that it ever freezes or snow. I just don't know that.
Oh, Dieu. C'est quoi son problème?
We had to cut away and take a little bit of a break because decided that she's not happy being on the sidelines and that the food we have down here looks too good. And so she started slapping and landed in our queso. So if you've never had a parrot walk through your queso, you don't know what you're missing. It's queso everywhere. It's on the tripod, on me, all over me. But anyway, I think we're okay now. We're having the junk food. This is the Costa Rica version of Doritos, and I'm gonna tell you, I like them better. They're better jalapeno Doritos. But it's not all about junk food. Plantain chips. Plantains are those things that look like bananas but aren't bananas. They're starchier and kind of gross if you just eat them sometimes, but they fry them up and make chips here, and there's a health component to it. And then there's this thing called yucca. Well, I don't know if these are the yucca that I'm used to, with the little needles on the end that kind of grow like a bush. I don't know what it is. I haven't had anybody point to one and say that's a yucca tree or whatever that they take these from, but it's these big chip-like things. That's too spicy. I'm not going to give her any of that, but can you see my hands all yellow? Well, that's from turmeric, because what I've discovered that Costa Rica, it's kind of a native thing for Costa Rica. And they grow it here just in big fields, and I'm going to grow turmeric myself. But I grate it up and I mix it with a little bit of ginger root and mix it with a little bit of cinnamon and black pepper, because the piperine in the black pepper is supposed to help you absorb it. The body doesn't want to absorb curcumin, which is the main ingredient that works. But even I found out that's not enough, and some people say piperine doesn't do anything. The trick is to mix it with fat, because you trick your body into it binds with fat, curcumin does, and you trick your body into taking it with fat. So we make these golden lattes with whole milk, and we bring it to, right as it starts to bubble around the edges, add the extract that I've boiled out of the grated stuff, turmeric, and let it all heat up, and then you have this really nice golden latte that I can tell the difference now. I'm telling you, I was taking anywhere between 1,600 and 2,400 milligrams of ibuprofen a day when I came to Costa Rica, and I'm down to 400 once or twice a week now, total. I've learned that ibuprofen works on the COX-2 pathway, and I'm not a scientist, so I'm not even going to try to explain that, but it's a mechanism in the human body that turmeric or curcumin also affects, and it's very effective for me. So I'm a fan, and I'm going to keep you posted, and I'm going to grow this stuff. But anyway, there's other stuff in Costa Rica that we don't really see in the U.S., and this is brown stuff. This is, okay, Cindy, my cousin Cindy, this is like A1 sauce for everything. She'll know exactly what I mean. I mean, you put this stuff on everything. It's so good. I don't even know what they've got in it, but it's really good. I eat it. I marinate chicken in it. It's really good. Somebody asked me about the beers and the drinks. Man, Costa Rica is, the grocery store aisle is like twice what a liquor store or an ABC in Virginia is. This is the kind of the flagship beer for the country. And I'm going to tell you, it's not bad. I'm not a big beer drinker. I don't drink a lot, period, because I just don't think it sets well with me with the problems that I have. Every now and then I like a glass of wine or champagne or beer, and I can drink this. It's good. It's this kind of, I don't know if it's an ale, lager. I don't know the difference between beers. That's what it looks like. So beer experts can extrapolate the data you need from that. But the food here is just all around healthy. I mean, it's just good. This is the egg that you buy in the supermarket. It's not bleached, it's not processed, it's brown, and it still has chicken poop on it. Now, if you think I'm complaining, no, I'm telling you, this stuff is natural. The food is grown very close to the earth here. And unless you go to Walmart or to some of the major chains and you buy the stuff they ship in, if you go to your local grocery, you're going to get good organic food that doesn't have preservatives or antibiotics or growth hormones. It's just all real good. And I can tell a difference. So anyway, that's one of the main reasons I came to Costa Rica. Or I don't want to know that I want to say it that way. That's one of the main reasons Costa Rica appealed to me. It was one of the things about Morocco that appealed to me. I mean, it is one of the things that I still think is good about that country. The food is very, I mean, you could just walk out your door and there's produce everywhere. Fresh produce, fresh fish, fresh stuff. And it has made a difference in my health and in my life. And so it was the fact that there's no freezing weather here. The fact that I have easy access to affordable, healthy food choices, and that I can grow my own food once we get settled. Very attractive reasons for me. I've also had some questions about the cats. Cats haven't been in very many videos or photos because we're sort of having to keep them confined. They when I did put them outside, they just got into all sorts of trouble. I mean, they ran in front of cars, almost caused wrecks, jumping down, falling through roofs into people's workshops, and we just have to keep them inside. But Michel is going to show everybody. He's going to do a cat parade for us. This is the one. This is Evangeline. She's the one who nursed so many little orphan kittens when we were in Morocco. And she's doing great. She's really happier here than I've ever seen her. She's friendlier and she's more interactive. And we brought one of her kittens with us. We kept one, and that was the little male named Chewy. Here's Evangeline's boy, who she hates. She growls at him, hates him. That's Chewy. He may never be really big. They came from just such a rough background, but that's little Chew Balls. Oh. She said, Lolly said perro this morning, which means dog in Spanish. Dakota walked up to her and she goes, perro, perro. I didn't know she knew that word. But we've also got Ittens somewhere, and Shelby and Asha. There's Asha. That's good. Don't get scratched. She's bonded with Ittens, is why we brought her. And we actually had an animal communicator, Tracy Karotke, ask the question, are they bonded? And yes, she and Ittens are very bonded. They were together through some horrible stuff in Morocco. And I think Ittens could live without her a little bit more easily than she could live without him. He's kind of her lifeline.
Here's Eaton.
Here's Ittens.
Big one.
Oh, he wants the bird. You know you can't get the bird, Ittens. No, we're not going to let that happen. Besides, ask Shelby what happens if you try to get the bird. Lolly bit Shelby so hard. You'll see Shelby does not want anything to do with this parrot. She's like, that's a mean creature. I thought she broke her tail. I thought she bit her tail in half. Shelby's tail is fine, but she bit her hard.
You want Shelby now?
I want Shelby.
Alright.
Shelby. Shelby's not digging the bird, y'all. But see, she's fine. She's in good shape. We have all 5. And the other 5, including the little kitten with no eyes, now she got adopted. The other 4 went to a rescue in Pennsylvania that I've trusted and used for a long time. So there they are. There's the kitties. We're going to be doing a YouTube channel with fairly regular posts. I'm a writer, so I'm kind of always going to want to write things more than I'm going to want to do video. But a lot of people enjoy video, and with video I can show some of the things that we're doing. I'm not going to do this is why you should move to Costa Rica or anything about necessarily travel. That's kind of not the focus. We're going to do a farm, try to live as frugally as we can. You can't really live cheap in Costa Rica. I saw a video about that just today. It was just uploaded the day I'm making this video by a YouTuber that I find very helpful. Not only his videos, but I've been able to ask him questions and he responds and answers. It's been very helpful to us. Michael Allen, he did one today about can you live cheaply in Costa Rica, and I think he's pretty much got it right. I mean, I think he pretty much gets everything right, as far as the lifestyle and the culture here and what you can expect. We are going to have to live on the cheap, Michel and I, because that was never our goal to come to Costa Rica and live big in a cheap country. No, we kind of want to cut way back. And even though food costs about the same here, groceries, your cost of living is going to be something similar to the U.S. The trick is that you can do things in Costa Rica that you can't do in the U.S. because there's too many regulations and restrictions and zoning ordinances and stuff that just makes it so difficult to live any type of homestead life. You have to have permits to do everything in the U.S., and that's not the case here. Farmers live close to the earth here. That's just a part of the way of life. And so that's very attractive. It's very appealing to us. And so I think that we're going to be able to skirt around some of the expenses that we would ordinarily have. Just because Costa Rica is liberal in how it lets you live. It leaves you pretty much alone. As long as you aren't messing up the environment, don't cut the trees, good God. Don't kill the wildlife. You can't. There are some things in place here But as long as you don't mess with your environment too much, and that's the whole thing about sustainable living and permaculture, and is that you leave a very low footprint. And so it kind of all agrees, it all jives, and that's what our channel is going to be about. That's what we're going to be talking about. As I grow turmeric, how I learn how to grow turmeric. I've never done it before. All our false starts, our mistakes, all of those sorts of things will come into play, and that's going to kind of be the gist of it. And I hope you follow along. Let's do the spiel. Give it a like and give it a subscribe. I mean, seriously, because YouTube is a good resource, and I think we're going to try to leverage it a little bit and try to reach as many people as possible with some of the ideas we have. So, see you soon.